All right. You know the deal. We have the ice. Let me top it off here. Okay. So, what is the topic? And by the way, if you're ever wondering, if you watch my videos continuously, which I'm happy that you do, you're probably wondering like, oh, he's wearing the same shirt, he's wearing the same clothes. Well, you can always wash your clothes, and I like, there's only a certain clothes because I'm like before I'm about to sleep. And I make these videos like right before I'm about to sleep. So, I wear the same clothes going to sleep. But I needed a drink. So what are we going to talk about today? The topic is that everyone is having problems. Everybody. And I'm not trying to say this as a way to belittle your problems. I'm saying that we tend to feel self-centered. Like we are the only one in this world sometimes. And I get it. You know, take it from me. Cuz me, I I tend to lash out on people. And it's wrong, of course. It's very wrong. And I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at it, but I tend to be a lot more calmer when I'm having more problems. Before every minor occurrence, minor inconvenience, I tend to get agitated, irritated very easily. Nowadays, I'm able to control it. I'm a lot more calm. But the thing is that I get it. For me, like I still have a bunch of problems. I'm going through something. Loneliness, desperation sometimes. You feel very lonely. You feel depressed at times. You get anxious, worried, concerned about your future. Like everybody has going through some major problem, major challenge in their life. Everybody is. And I'm not saying this, like I said, I'm not saying this to belittle anybody else's problems. I'm saying this because we need to have a certain perspective that we are not the only ones with these problems, and that we shouldn't be self-centered. You're probably wondering, oh, I'm not self-centered. Have you ever felt like you were being passive aggressive to somebody? Like you're going through a hard time, you're going very agitated, and you just start lashing out at somebody who doesn't deserve it. And you start regretting it. And this tends to be our parents. And I feel bad. Sometimes I get so annoyed with whoever I'm talking to, and they're talking to me in such a gentle, innocent voice. And because I'm going through such a hard time, I just lash out on them. Be like, oh my God, like stop talking to me. Like, oh my God, why are you always being like, oh, you talk in such an annoyed manner to them, and they don't deserve it. And a lot of people do this in a public setting. Everybody does it. Because, like I said, when you're frustrated, you're frustrated. You get anxious, you get anxious. You're irritated, you're irritated. And you're not, and there's a reason for it. But the thing is that we tend to start lashing out on people. And you see it every day. People are going through a hard time, and they start lashing out and putting it onto other people. And I'm one of them. I have done it. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. But that's the thing. Is that we all, because you're never going to be perfect, that just means that you can always grow. That's a good thing. Because if you're perfect, you're just boring. Honestly, you're boring. Like if you're perfect, honestly, like nobody wants to talk to you. Like you're just a boring person to talk to. But for me, talking about your problems, I'm gonna be honest. Talking about your problems, it's pretty nice. as soon as you start talking about it, it's like a whole weight above your shoulders, right? And when you're talking to somebody else and they're talking about their problems, and be like, "Oh, I have the same. I'm going through the same thing. My boss sucks. Me too. Oh my, I failed my class. Oh, me too. Dude, my coworker, he's giving me all his work. Excuse me. My coworker is giving me all his workload. Oh oh, me too. My coworker sucks also. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have to understand that is that sometimes we're too self-centered. We're too in the thought of being the only one in the world with these problems, and having, we don't actually think this way. I don't know if you saw that. We don't actually think this way, but if the problem is that we do it. We do these things, like we're always lashing out, I don't think lashing out is the right word, but we sometimes become very passive aggressive to people who don't deserve it. And we do it because we tend to center ourselves in our own world. Our own world of full of problems. And like I said, that we're not saying that your problems are meaningless. And we're just saying is that you're not in your own world. We're all in the same world. We're all in this pool of problems. Everybody has a problem. And it sucks. It really does. But, as an introverted person, okay, I'm very introverted. I really don't like it's hard for me to be in such a big group of people. Because, here, to be honest, I don't really like people. Like, that's why I'm very attractive to the girls who have a very bubbly and cute personality. Like, that's my type. Like, and I think that's like an opposite attracts type of thing. But I'm really attracted to those people because I want to be around a person who's like that. Because I'm not. I can't do it. I need somebody to help me, guide me, right? Like, I like me being in my own space. But the thing is that it's impossible to deal with your problems all by yourself. It's impossible. You really can't. I mean, in terms of like they don't literally have to help you. Because the thing is that we tend to think that people need to help people in a literal setting. Like, oh, you're going through a hard time at work. Oh, let me help you at work. It doesn't work that way. We need emotional help. That's the whole ordeal, or the whole notion, is that everybody needs emotional help. I'm not emotionally. I mean, I am more emotionally stable than me before. Like me, like a couple weeks ago. I'm confident that I can say that. I think I am. But people tend, we need some. Just talking to someone has some. Just talking it out, right? Right now, it feels like I'm talking to someone. I mean, it would be a lot better if I was literally talking to an actual person. Well, you know what I mean. Like, I'm talking to an actual person if you're watching this video. But, like, face to face. Like, to me, I'm talking to myself. But we tend to get self-centered. Okay, back to that point. I don't know why, but I keep rambling on to different topics. I might have ADHD, and I know a lot of people love to say this, undiagnosed. I might be undiagnosed ADHD. I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, we tend to get into this whole our own like world of problems, our own world of issues. And of course, that is just not how it works. We have people with the same problems, and everybody is always going through something, and we're all going through something together. We just need to support them. And I get it. People think, you know, here's the thing, is that back to the topic, and I think one of the biggest problems of why we tend to become self-centered, or we start to, or I don't know. But the thing is that I think we view other people as competition. Okay, I might go, I'm gonna try to connect this. Okay, right now it's probably gonna be a little bit, off track. But let me go back to like the actual point of how everybody having their own problems. Like the thing is, everybody seems to, well, not every, but you know what I mean by everybody is like in general. Like people tend to. I'm not saying you, but people tend to be very, I don't know, competitive with other people, and it's true. I mean, the world is a competition. You have to be competitive in order to keep up with the world, or else you're literally gonna lose. You know, you're competing with someone with a job, with a you're competing someone else. Well, the only thing that you're not in competition is love, but that's a different video. But you're in competition with a job, school, stuff like that, groceries, and the only exception to competition is that competition just doesn't exist when it comes to love. But oh dude, what am I talking about? Oh my god, What am I talking about? Oh, right, talking about competition. So the thing is that I think the reason why a lot of people become self-centered is because they don't view that everybody has the same problems as you, right? You see other people as a competition instead of support. You know, you don't see other people as people supporting you. That's probably not the right saying. Okay, it's not the right saying, but what I'm really trying to say, okay, that whole thing was butchered. Okay, scratch all of that, whatever I said, right? Butcher, just I'm sorry I wasted your time watching this video, but let's leave from whatever I said about that. But we people don't like supporting each other. Like, you know, like we get agitated at other people because we view them as somebody who doesn't support us, who won't understand what we are going through. And that might be true, but we can't assume excuse me. We can't assume that only because they're a human being also. They have issues. We have issues. I have an issue. And to think that we're the only ones with this problem and we start lashing out and we start getting agitated at other people, how would they feel? They're going through something also, and it makes it worse if you're adding on to it. It's just another chain. Like, they are a human being also with their own problems, and you are a human being with your own problems. But people tend to lash out on other people and adding on to other people's problems and making their days worse. And that sucks. But that's the thing that troubles me. Is that I tend to, well, before I don't see myself doing it really right now, but who knows? It might, like I said, I'm not perfect. I try to be better day by day. I'm trying to be better, trying to be kind. I'm trying to be a good person. Right? I'm trying to be. Some days I feel like I'm not, but I'm really trying. But who knows? I'm just saying that there's not really much to say anymore. We're at the end of the video. But what I'm really trying to say to you is that we have to be considerate of other people. I have to be considerate of other people. I have to be. Because everybody is going through some situation. Everybody's going through some problems, some challenges, things that we might understand or we might not understand. I think we just have to execute our lives, choose, make good decisions, and just help one another. Just help other people, you know, because you see a bunch of people, in competition doing some stuff, and I don't know. It feels like you don't get, people are just mean. People suck. I think that's really what I'm trying to get out here. People are mean. But to those mean people, because I know they're probably going through something, I just want to say that I hope things are going better for you. I hope things are. I hope that you're able to buy food, make rent, or whatever problems you have. Finish your assignments, or I don't know, whatever problems you're going through. I just hope they get better. And I don't know, having friends, talking to people on a camera, social media. You make a YouTube video. Hopefully, people can see that video, and then I don't know, they could talk to you. But anyways, I'm about to finish this right now. But the message is the message that I said. I don't know. I feel I want to try to have a better message, but I feel like I'm not very good with words. Right. But if you don't understand what I'm saying, all I'm saying is that if you made it to the video and you didn't understand what I was saying, all I'm saying is that just try to be kind to other people. Just try to be considerate of other people, because everybody has issues. Everybody has challenges. Everybody's going through hardships, hard times. And I think the best thing, literally the number one and best thing we can do, is just help one another. Be considerate. You don't have to literally help them, but just be considerate. And be considerate is also helping them. But anyways, since you got back to it, thanks for watching this video. I'm really grateful for you watching this video. But anyways, I will see you on the next video.